outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders. Two weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Down! 185!
Mike 5-4. Man, that's trash. That's trash.
It's a hard.
This is the former Jet and Brown, Isaiah Crowell. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
13 yards. And the Raiders first down.
Right
Down!
54 Mike. Here we go. Here we go.
Express!
Motion.
280. That's it.
They keep it with Crowell on first. That's some strong running. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. And after his performance last week, everybody saw it. Unbelievable. You can expect a heavy dose of him again, I think.
Without a doubt. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because once you establish yourself that way, it's not just him, okay? It's his offensive line. It's the tight end. It's your wide receivers. Everyone now sharing in the load and sharing in the belief that they do their job, they'll see another performance just like they saw the week before.
It's a first down on a gain of 10.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 43.
Jim.
Express!
A first down carry now for Crowell. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Mike
Down! 180!
Mike 5-4. 3 bud.
Express!
That's me.
On second down, here's Crowell. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
They'll try to run for it with Crowell. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Check.
Right Monday, down.
Check three.
Check 9.
Hey, switch gears.
On first down, Crowell. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
At the 19-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
I'm here all day.
Go Chiefs.
Now they'll throw with Carr. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Check. Watch 54. Check 13. Check.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
We're good.
Just like that.
After the penalty, it's Crowell. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. And a nice run to get him past the original line of scrimmage. A gain of 7. It's 2nd and 8 now.
Right now.
Watch spot 4. Squeeze, double.
This is Dion Lewis now in his 9th NFL season. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Dion Lewis, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Mike is 59. Mike the 59. They can't hang with us.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Cousins, and complete right side to Cook. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
59. It's coming this way. Here we go.
And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Here's Cousins. And this is Cook with a grab. 20. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They'll run for it with Cook. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adam Thielen, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Barely got the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula? Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Shamar Stephen able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Crowell. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Now Carr. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards. Tyre Whitehead, top 10 in tackles last year, up to make the play. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. And he's going to be close to a first down as he gets this to the Raiders' 17.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, "Who is this guy? He's special." And he said, "Dude, you're watching a home run hitter on the field."
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Check hot route. Hot, hot. 80 weapon. Check 50.
To throw is Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. A lot of time to change things. Trying the power game with Ham. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Here is Cook on 3rd and goal. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down. Okay, so you just took the big loss. Now what are you doing on 4th down?
Well, we have a change of plans now is what we have, because I think they were looking at the play sheet, trying to dial something up to go for it on 4th down. But after that loss, that goes right out the window. Now you have to kick the field goal and hope to come back down the next time and score.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, and it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
On 2nd down, Crowell. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
One down. 180.
Here we go, D. Get up.
180.
On 3rd down, Crowell. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
First down, Raiders.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Carr going to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Bandit. Bandit.
Express.
Now it's Crowell. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Now Carr. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. This is fielded at the 7. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59. Exit, exit. 300. Twist.
And this time they'll just keep this on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. From the gun, here's Cousins. That's caught by Treadwell. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these 2 teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
A little bit of daylight on that 1st down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Let's get it.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Hey, watch it.
Gun.
Mike 55, Mike 55.
Gun.
You must be dreaming.
What's that?
Give to Cook out of the gun. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Hey, check right, check right. Watch 55.
Hey, Delta.
Watch the slant. 55 is Mike, guys, 55. All day.
Gun. Hey, yellow.
Mike 55, Mike 55.
Here we go. What's that?
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. Over the middle to Smith. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Jahan.
55. Hey, watch the slant, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Hey, no, easy. Smooth. What's that?
From the red zone now, Cousins. Open man is Treadwell, and he's got it for the Minnesota touchdown. Laquan Treadwell, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice two-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Again, it's Crowell. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Rush in, rush in. Hatch it. Kill. Hey, turn it up.
Carr. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Taken in at the 11. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They start the drive with Cook. And some room to work. He's at the 50, the 30, past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his fourth touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. On the NFL scoreboard, third quarter now in Lambeau. And the Packers have just scored, and they'll add on to their lead. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Carr and the Raiders come up first and 10, just shy of the 30. They run on first down as they get about 3. Second and 7 forthcoming. Eric Kendricks, the Vikings' leading tackler a season ago, in on the stop.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The throw complete here to Williams. The reception good for 7. It's third down. Like Antonio Brown, Tyrell Williams came to the Raiders in March. Came up the coast from L.A., where he caught 41 balls last year with the Chargers. His best year was 2016 when the Chargers were still in San Diego. Over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, and the Raiders really have high hopes for this 27-year-old receiver. They'll run with Crowell, and he will have a first down here at about the 40. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
Down. 180.
54. Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this.
On the run, it's Crowell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Right down. 185.
54, Mike. Hey, come on out here. Come get some.
Now on 2nd and 13. Carr into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Check. 55 to Mike. Coming to you.
And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. It was the free safety LaMarcus Joyner that time, able to make the play. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Let's put that team on the block.
Cousins now from the 50. He's going to loft one. Deep left side. He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, Vikings. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon. And the interception by the Vikings D leads to a touchdown. Bailey now for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive or no? And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And the return will actually lose 11 yards, but they get the interception. They have the football. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are, positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Cousins now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Irv Smith Jr., his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the interception by the Vikings D leads to a touchdown. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that will extend this big lead.
Raiders 7.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, A lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
This is Crowell. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Switch up.
At the 47.
On second down now, Crowell, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
Got a man, it's complete. Williams.
Let's go, fellas.
A pickup of 27, and they pick up the first down in the process. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Running left is Crowell. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now,
Check.
180. 180, we're good. Blue 80.
They'll run it again with Crowell. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And he's going to have this down deep into Oakland territory. A big play there, Cousins to Thielen, 41 yards. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. A 1st down throw for Cousins. The left side caught by Diggs. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. They run, Cook. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that
and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done.
And now here is another interception. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. Here's Carr to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
55.
Crunch time, defense. Kill, 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 kill.
Cousins here to throw. Setting up the screen for Cook. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, a little insult to injury here late in the game. And his kick here is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Vikings, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for Oakland, the early struggles continue.